everyone. This is Mrs. Story, your librarian, and Cosmic the dog. And this is our last Storytime Book Talks for the year. These are my top picks for books for the month of June, right, Cosmic? Right. This book, Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner, is nonfiction. It's her memoir about what it was like to take care of her mom before she passed away. She's also a musician. She's in a band. Sorry, I can't remember the name of the band, but they are going on tour this summer, and she said that she got some of the inspiration for their new music from writing this very moving memoir called Crying in H Mart. So if you want some nonfiction, it's a very good choice. All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban is a suspenseful thriller, psychological thriller. It's about a group of teenagers who all get a letter that say, "Congratulations, you've won this scholarship and come to this fancy restaurant for a dinner, and the mayor will give you your scholarship award for $20,000. So they all show up at this restaurant, and the rest of the evening is not what they expected. Mainly because they get locked in the room and there is a message with also a bomb among some other yucky things, and the message says, unless you guys can solve this riddle of why you're all connected, then, and some other things, that this bomb will go off. So it's very intense and you will devour it. It's a very quick read. I read it because an Eastlake student recommended it, and they were right. So thank you for that recommendation. Camp is by Elsie Rosen. The main character has been going to a camp for LGBTQ teenagers for about 5 years, and he decides that before he goes for this next summer, he's going to totally redo his image so that he can attract the attention of a certain person that he's had a crush on. So the camp starts, and the person he has a crush on doesn't recognize him, and he thinks that all this might work, but it doesn't work in the way he expected. It's very moving. It's like vulnerable, but also courageous. And I really like the environment that the camp provides for all the teenagers as being very inclusive and safe to do, sports and performing arts. This will also be featured in our Pride Month display. Super Fake Love Song is a romantic comedy by David Yoon. The main character's name is Sunny, and in his high school, he and his two best friends are not popular, and they love to do LARPing, which is live action role play. I know you like to do that, Cosmic. What do you pretend to be? And a girl that he likes is over at his house because she is the daughter of his dad's business partner. And she accidentally thinks that his brother's room is his room, and his brother was this pretty big rock star. So Sunny goes along with it, and it really leads to some awkward moments. One of my favorite parts of the book was when they go to a football game together, and I got to learn the term prolate spheroid, which is actually the correct terminology for American football, not soccer. So it was very funny. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it also has a good message about forgiveness and making friends and having a romance, right, Cosmic? All Eyes on Her is a psychological thriller, also murder mystery. The main character is accused of murdering her boyfriend, and I kept changing my mind through the whole story about who the perpetrator was. And what I liked about this is that the way the story's told is every time I change my mind, I realized, oh, that's something that society makes us think when things like these, when stuff like this happens, and then it gets in the social media and the news. So it's also a murder mystery, but social commentary. And yeah, I kept changing my mind about who the perpetrator was as well. Cemetery Boys is a modern fantasy. The main character's family is an order of brujos and brujas, and they help people who have died, help their spirits pass to the spirit world. And it's getting close to El Dia de los Muertos, and the main character is trans, and the family hasn't totally accepted the sexuality, gender identity of the character, and he tries to get acceptance by raising a spirit from the dead, and that ends up turning out not how he expected, because he raises the wrong person, and that leads to some other things that are also very adventurous and also very moving. It's kind of like the magical elements in it kind of remind me of Cassandra Clare's books, but maybe like not as much world building because it happens in today's time period. But I found it fascinating. What I loved about it is that the veil between reality and the supernatural is very thin, and it just seems to be like a normal thing, and that I found that very fascinating. So highly recommend. Felix Ever After is realistic fiction. I guess you could say romance, but also coming of age and personal identity. The main character is Felix, who has transitioned, and he's going to art school in New York City. And someone plays an awful trick on him by finding pictures of him before he transitioned and posting them in this like awful gallery that he didn't expect, and it's very traumatic for him. And what I liked is that even though there's other stuff going on in the story, I was always trying to figure out like who did that awful thing, who's trolling him, and I kept changing my mind about who the troll was. And in the end, I was surprised. I had no idea it was the person it ended up being. And I also loved the idea of friendship and how people connect with each other, and how sometimes that just stays at friends and sometimes it develops into more than that. And also how Felix was able to come to terms with things about his gender identity and the ways he went about doing that. I just found it to be like the perfect combination of vulnerable and courageous at the same time. More books like this, please. I really, really loved it. And this book will also be featured in our Pride display for the month of June in the Eastlake Library. In the Eastlake Library, we are also doing summer checkout. If you're a returning student, you can check out as many books as you want, and they will be due September 10th. Just make sure you tell the staff that's what you like. And our hours for when you can come get the books. If you are an in-person student, that would be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For remote students, that is Monday and Friday from 1 to 3, and Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on in, see our display, and get as many books as you want for the summer. Unless you're a senior, I guess. In that case, we're sad to see you go. Good luck in graduation, and have a good summer, everyone. Say bye, Cosmic. Bye! Read a lot of books.